Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing something called palette bingo, but with a little bit of a twist. So I've seen quite a few of these videos on YouTube and I just think they're so much fun and they're just a great way to use your palettes and your eyeshadows in new ways. So I've only ever seen them with one palette being used, and you kind of just use that palette and then pick random like shades to use within that palette. But because my eyeshadow collection tends to lean on the more like neutral side, I'd say. I don't know if neutral's the right word, but I just don't have that many like bright fun colors in my collection. I feel like it wouldn't be fun if I just did like one of my palettes, because it would just be a very like neutral, simple look. So to make this a little more interesting, I'm going to do this with 4 eyeshadow palettes. So I'm going to be picking 5 eyeshadows, but 2 from one palette and then 1 from each of the other 3, if that makes sense. I just thought this would be fun. I've enjoyed watching these on YouTube, so I hope you enjoy my little version of it. And stay tuned to the end because I'm gonna do another little special twist. Okay, so here are the palettes that I chose. We have the ColourPop Sonic Bloom palette. I chose this one because it is one of the more colorful palettes I own. Then we have the Hello Kitty and Friends palette from ColourPop, and these shades are just really pretty. And this packaging is so cute. I love this palette a lot. So, you know, there are some purples, some pinks. We could land on some of those. Next, we have the Natasha Denona Mini Nude palette. I thought this would be good just for some, you know, warm neutrals. And last but not least, I picked the Divine Skies eyeshadow palette from M Cosmetics, and this just has some pinks and some pretty shimmers. So yeah, today we're gonna see if I can create a cohesive look using these palettes right here, and this is the one I'm gonna choose 2 shades from, by the way, the Sonic Bloom palette, because it's just a little bit larger, so I feel like 2 shades from here would be good. So yeah, without further ado, let's pick some eyeshadows and do this palette bingo. So I'm just using this random number generator on Google. So let's just do the Sonic Bloom palette first. And this has 12 shades, so we are going to pick 2 shades from here. So minimum 1, max 12. And how I'm gonna do it is just like across the row here. So we have like 1, 2, 3, 4, so on and so forth. So let's go ahead and generate a number. We have 1. Okay. So the first one is Field Trip, and that's just like kind of like a light peachy yellow. It has a little bit of shimmer in there. And now to pick shadow number 2 from that palette. Number 2, okay. So we have Cosmos, which is just like a light neutral brown. So okay, we are off to a pretty simple start here. Nothing wrong with that though. Next, let's do Natasha Denona. Okay, so let's pick 1 through 5 for Natasha Denona. And we have 4. Okay, so it's this shade right here. So this shade is kind of like a really pretty bronzy color. Next, let's do the M Cosmetics Divine Skies palette. So how I think this one will work is we'll just do it kind of like clockwise. All right, let's pick a number. So we got number 6, so that means some pink has been thrown into the mix. That is this light pinky sparkly shade right here. It has some gold in there as well. And then last but not least, the Hello Kitty and Friends palette. This has 9 shades here, so we could honestly land on some purples, who knows? So let's pick a number for this palette. And we got 9, okay. So that's this shade down here in Igloo Blues, and it's a matte pink, but it does have some sparkles in there. So those are the shades we are using for this palette bingo, and now let's go ahead and get into creating a look using them. I'm very excited, this is so much fun. So I'm just gonna open up all of these palettes and kind of lay them in front of me so I can see what I'm working with and remember here. So the shades I chose, I think can work really well together. The thing is, I have to do it in the smartest way possible because I feel like they can just look a little bit muddy and kind of blend into each other if I don't layer them properly. So I gotta think about this. I think what I'm going to do first is, let's see, let me swatch Field Trip just to see. I wanna see if I can use it as an all over base shade. So that's how Field Trip from Sonic Bloom works. So I do think that'll work as kind of like a light transition shade. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that all over my crease as a lighter transition. Okay, so there's that kind of like yellowy shade. So next what I'm gonna do is take the next shade that I chose in the Sonic Bloom palette, which is Cosmos right here. And it's a very light shade as well, so I'm just gonna kind of pack that all over my lids as kind of like a light brown base. And I'll blend it into my crease slightly, I think, just to kind of add a little bit more dimension and just another transition layer. You know, I don't really know what I'm talking about. I just say these words and I say these things, but at the end of the day, this could all go horribly wrong. I'm just adding a little more of Field Trip to kind of blend those two together. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see that there's like the lighter shade, the kind of yellowy shade, Field Trip, kind of at the top, and then there's Cosmos underneath. So that's what we're starting out with. I think I'm gonna take a tiny bit of Cosmos and run it under my lower lash line as well, just a very little bit. All right, so for now we're finished with the Sonic Bloom palette. So I think we have to start pulling out some of these pinks. I think what I'm gonna do is use this shade Igloo Blues from the Hello Kitty and Friends ColourPop palette. I don't know, I'm looking at this in the viewfinder and I'm like, I don't know if this is gonna work with pink, but we'll see. I think what I'm gonna do is kind of use it on the outer corner of my eye. Okay, then I'll blend that out with the same fluffy brush I used earlier. Just a little bit. I do want to keep a lot of the pigment there. And then whatever is left on this brush, I'm just going to run a little bit on my lower lash line. Not too much. I don't love how pink looks on my lower lash line. Okay, so there's the pink. So far, so good, I think. It's looking a little bit unblended out here. Okay, so that's it for the Hello Kitty palette. And from there, I'm gonna take the shade from the M Cosmetics Divine Skies palette, which is this one right here, and I'm gonna put that on the inner corner to the like middle of my eyelid to kind of connect the two different pinks together. This shade's actually a lot more peachy than I was envisioning, but I kind of like it with this look because it ties into that lighter brown and kind of yellowy shade I used earlier. And then more blending, of course. I'm really liking this look now. I think that shimmer really helped kind of tie what we already had all together. So next up, the last shade we have is the shimmer in the Natasha Denona palette. So it's this little bronzy shade right here. And I think I'm gonna try to use this as a smoky, shimmery liner. Not a thin liner, but kind of a thicker liner, if that makes sense. So I'm gonna use like this thick little shading brush here. But I'm just gonna do a little bit on the ends of my eyes and then underneath my lash line as well. Okay, no, this brush is not doing what I was expecting. Here's what we need, a pencil brush. And I'm trying to just pack it on and not blend as much. And then whatever's left on this pencil brush, I'm gonna run underneath my lash line. Ooh, okay. Lots of sparkles coming out with that, but it's fine, we can work with it. Okay, so this is how the eye looks looking. I think I'm basically done. What I just wanna do last second is apply a little bit more of the light pink shimmer from the Divine Skies palette. And I'm just gonna add a little bit more right to the center of my eye. And And actually, because this is a shimmery shade, I feel like it might work better with my finger. So I'm just gonna apply a little bit with my pinky finger. It's not the darkest shade, so I'm just having a hard time getting it to show up, but okay, yeah, that's a little bit better. I'm gonna go put on some mascara and try to deal with the fallout, and I will be right back. I'm not adjusting anything else with the eye look though. I'm just gonna deal with those things. So now, for the last twist of the video, I am going to be picking a lip product using the random number generator again, and I'm using lip products from my January makeup rotation, so I'm just gonna, you know, randomly pick one of these to finish off the look. Just thought that would be a fun, random little twist. So let's pull up the number generator again. Okay, so we have 6 products here: the Maybelline Lifter Gloss in Moon, the ColourPop Lip Crayon in Cutie Fruity, the ColourPop Luxe Lip in Spring Roll, the Holika Holika Lipstick in Bay, MAC Velvet Teddy, and then M Cosmetics Rose Nude. So 1 through 6, let's go ahead and pick one. And we have 5, so that is the MAC lipstick in Velvet Teddy. And I feel like this will actually go nicely with it. It's just like a pinky nude shade, so I'm gonna put some of this on to finish off the look. And there you have it. This is the finished look. So this is what I created using those 4 eyeshadow palettes and doing palette bingo with them, and then another random little bingo lip product, I guess. I think this turned out a lot better than I expected. I don't know, I'm not a makeup artist. I'm not used to, like, I don't know how to like layer makeup very well, or, you know, I'm not skilled in that area, but I think doing something like this is just great practice to get better with makeup and to do, you know, more intricate makeup looks, I guess. And it's amazing for using what you have in different creative ways. So you definitely don't need a YouTube channel to do this. You could just pick a palette, pick multiple palettes like I did, and do a makeup bingo. It was so much fun for me, so I highly encourage you guys to try it out at home yourself. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to see more videos like this in the future, please let me know. Give this video a like. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with the results. I think it looks pretty good. So thank you guys again for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye everyone.